Hello, students taking Marketing 421 this spring semester. This is Steve Cramer, Business Librarian, UNC Greensboro, with a requested video on how to do research for your campaign project. Professor Wing asked me to do. As you are aware, you have this spring project looking at the context of esports at Walmart. And so I'll show you in a second a LibGuide, a research guide I made, focusing on the two parts of this project that are research intensive. Item one about a client, and number two, situation analysis. And just show you what I did with this. For example, let me change my sharing around. So there is a research guide. You can see the URL right here. So uncglibguides.com/MKT421. I'm going to focus on the project guides page and show you briefly some of the resources I've listed here, customized around the nature of your project. But big picture overview first. So on the right side, as on all my research guides, email link to talk to me, or rather email me. If the chat box is blue, it's me, I'm logged in. If it's yellow, it's our front information desk. They can help you as well. And scheduling tool. If you want to see me to talk about your project, you can click on a date, click on a time that works for you, click continue, and then just you get an automatic addition to my calendar, and you get a reminder back. It'll be a Zoom consultation. If you prefer to meet in person, just let me know. That is fine. Also, briefly on this guide, before we look at the main feature here, we have a guide to citing your sources, other video tutorials about civic databases, research tools the library pays for that cover civic topics, more options for finding articles, and esports companies and esports industry and market analysis. But I'm going to focus today on this customized page. And you can see it, there's really two main boxes in the center about a client, section 1, and then 2 is situation analysis. And as you can see, subsections in each box. So for example, really there's 3 main things here, right? There's researching Walmart as a company, its financial performance, its strategies. 2, there's researching esports as an industry and as a market. And then 3, there's the intersection of Walmart and esports. And there's actually not a whole lot out there about that. But that's the third part. And so really these subsections refer to those different parts of your project. So just some examples here. And I'm not trying to say this is the only way you can do this. That's certainly not true. There's other strategies, other sources, as I note over here on the right side, or left side, sorry. But these are core recommended sources, leveraging our subscription databases, things we pay for. These are professional tools. They are industry tools that also sell to libraries on campuses like ours. And so you have access to proprietary, expensive research. Sometimes in classes, I talk about how much some of this content costs. I may not do that today to keep this video not from getting too long, but this is good stuff you should use in addition to other sources. But also there's good free stuff. For example, you all should be looking at the Walmart Investor Relations website, which looks like this, including the annual reports, at least one of them, maybe both of these, because these are the official statements of who Walmart is, what they do, how they make money, and also their performance in the last 12 months of these reports. So specifically, items 1, business, maybe items 1A, risk factors, and also item 7, management discussion. These are the most important sections because they explain what the company is, what it does, its history, its segmentation, like what kind of stores do they have? They have more than one kind of store, as you all know, and so on. And then very briefly, I know this is fast, but you can look at this on your own. Item 7 is the performance analysis. So how has the company performed in the last 12 months with both numbers and analysis? So this is where they have to do their legal statement to shareholders and to the public through these official government documents as to how well they're performing. So a good analysis of the health of the company, its operations, how competition, how market trends, how industry performance, how the pandemic, how e-commerce is, and all those things are impacting the company. And often I also keyword search these things. So I'm going to hit Control F and type in a topic I mentioned regarding Walmart. And for example, esports. But you'll notice in this report, as well as that previous one from 2021, there's no reference to esports at all. The point is here is that esports is a tiny, tiny piece of Walmart's revenue streams. It's a tiny, tiny strategy they're doing compared to how much money they make from e-commerce, bricks and mortar, et cetera. So there's nothing in here about esports. And it tells you something, right? It tells you it's something they're trying. It's not an essential, it's not a core feature of Walmart. So just beware of that. This report, 96 pages long, but nothing about esports in here because it's just a small unit and maybe growing unit of Walmart. So don't be surprised when you struggle to find a lot of details about esports and Walmart. There's not a whole lot out there yet. So that's just kind of a information, but also expectation setting for what you can find here. Beyond these reports, this is the investor relations website of Walmart. So it's not the corporate homepage where you get, or it's not the homepage where you get the consumer content, right? E-commerce and stuff like that. It's not, in other words, and this isn't even the homepage of Walmart. Any public company will have, in addition to, this kind of consumer-oriented kind of site, a shareholders website where you get details about the company in terms of news, its purpose, strategy, its careers, supplier information, and of course, investor relations. So explore the investor relations links here to learn more about its strategies officially, its financial performance, and other things, ESG, environmental, social, governmental aspects too. So a very important thing to look at, even if esports is not really discussed on this kind of website, okay? But beyond that, let's look at a few more things about Walmart specifically, including its focus on its financials and strategies. We have, for example, a database called Mergent Online. It looks like this. Covers every public company in the country, as well as like 20,000 other public companies around the world. It's mostly factual data, not analysis. It's not opinions. And for example, financial performance. How are they doing financially? Well, let's look at the income statement going back 15, 10, 20 years. It's up to you, refresh. And we see going from, in terms of time, from right to left, the financial performance, including gross profit margins, operating profits, total profits as in terms of dollars, as well as income, et cetera. Labor costs, this is the income statement from the 10K, but with some adjustments for Walmart going back in time. So this is a core website, a database for company research, and also some industry research is also available under some of these report links as well. A lot more here. I could spend a whole 30 minutes on this, but I won't do that for you all. But just know that there's much detail here about Walmart, its financial performance, and some strategy to history, the business, for example, the segmentation data. We saw this briefly, but here's some details on that, including international data as well. So that's Mergent. It is a financial database for public companies with a lot of data, a lot more here than I even showed you just now. But it's in addition to that, I would also try Statista. And I have this open somewhere already, I think. Yep, here we go. Actually, I'm going to mention this twice, but in this context, simply Walmart is a keyword search. And notice you have some very large presentations of statistical data. And when it says how much these cost, don't worry about it. We pay for this again, so it's free. Just click through and go to the full report. So it doesn't cost you $500. It's free because we pay for it ahead of time. But just for example, here is a compilation of a massive amount of data on Walmart, including financials, divisions, e-commerce, and stores data, competition, consumer aspects. And every page has a chart or graph, which comes from the database we just looked at in this PDF version. You can see there's a reference here to double-click to open and get the full content if you need it. So what is our market share? Here is one way to measure that. Here it is. That answers that question to some extent, at least in terms of sales figures. Market share can also be percentage data, but it starts with sales figures in this case of retailing and so on. Or you can go in and instead of looking at these compilation reports, look at individual topics. So the brand profile. So consumer marketing data here. How aware are you of a survey question? How aware are you of Walmart's brands in terms of these categories? Download the data if you want to into a spreadsheet. There's also a citation option. So in APA version 7 here is how you cite this product or this page, sorry. So Statista, really good for a lot of different statistical information about a major company such as Walmart. And we'll come back to this in a minute for esports too. But one more thing about Walmart as a company, another option, Business Source Complete. Business Source Complete looks like this. Simple search, Walmart and strategy. I typed in a star after the G to give us both the singular and plural forms of that word. So I get strategy with a Y and strategies, plural. Get more hits on my topic. And I can change the dates. I only want, say, last 5 years or so. That's optional, but usually that's a good date range. And you can see articles from journals, magazines, newspapers about Walmart and their strategy. You can see those words highlighted in different places. Walmart certainly is, sometimes strategy as well. So for more analysis, for more specific topics, this is a good way to go. I'm going to show you an example in a minute of looking for Walmart and esports as an article search using a different product. Okay. Well, that's next, actually. So articles about Walmart's and esports. There's not much out there on this, so don't be surprised. I chose ABI Inform because it has deep newspaper content as well as journals and magazines. And you can see my search, simple, Walmart and esports. And I'm going to go ahead and search. And notice, by the way, look at I thought it's interesting. Look at the time range here. So this is 2019, 2020, 21, 22, and then of course we only have 2 months so far into 2020. But notice the peak was actually when they started doing the esports arenas in 2020. This is not a hot topic. And you can see from this example, even though it's mostly new articles, it's ranking by relevance, and it's talking about opening their small number of esports arenas. So there's some commentary about esports and Amazon, but not much. And this is the best database to find those things. And each of these reports, usually the full text is here. It may not be long. This is a press release. There you go. And notice you can also cite it. There's links on the up in the top left, top right, sorry, to cite this in APA 7. There's 6, there's 7. So it's not always perfect, but usually it's good. So there you go. Copy that. Okay, good. So that covers about a client, Walmart. There's more. We have more resources on this too, but that's, I think, a good start. Let's look, though, more about situation. So competition, industry information, and then also marketing to conclude, markets or to include this video. So for industry competition, market share, big picture, what is the industries, industries that Walmart competes in, using IBIS to find this out, and then what kind of competition exists, what market shares, what factors are in play. And IBIS, you may have used IBIS before. It is one of the most popular databases we pay for at UNCG. For a major company, you can do a company search. So type in Walmart and hit enter. Otherwise, I usually keyword search by industry name. And notice all these reports either focus on or mention Walmart in the context of industry analysis. I'll show you one example in a minute. So e-commerce, pharmacies, home furniture, right? Because Walmart sells all these things during all these markets, online grocery sales, clubs and super centers, etc. And there's more links here on the right side of all the different places Walmart is a factor. But just for example, let's look at the big industry. Let's see. Of the warehouse clubs and super centers. And if you're wondering, like, what is the Walmart connection here? Go down to major companies, and we'll see that market share is 60% of this industry for Walmart. Costco and other companies get mentioned too, and you can see some information about them later on. But big picture here is this is about the industry overall. So what's its health, its size, its supply chain aspects, its forecasting, and this is a lot of information here. I'm just going to quickly, wrap this up in a minute of this product, but there's a lot of different topics here. Download the whole report. It's a PDF. That might be an efficient way to do it. And then you get all the chapters in one PDF. But if you want analysis of the industry, its competition, its health, the outlook, going out to 2028, here you go. This is a wonderful source for that. You can also, as long as I'm here, try esports as a search, but you'll see that that's not covered. It's just too small of an industry. But if you type in video games, you do get some hits. So this is more the video game market. And, Walmart is doing retailing. They're not developing games, right? They're doing the arenas. But if you want to see the health of basically the supply chain of esports arenas, who's making the games, then you have video game software developers, video game publishing, and that's really it. And so same table of contents, just a different industry, right? So different analysis of this industry that is, of course, a kind of a supplier industry for that too. So that's IBIS. And I already mentioned Statista, but here let's switch it around a little bit. Let's open it up again. And this time, let's go to esports as an industry. And you'll see, like we had for Walmart, but now for the industry, we have compilation reports, these packages here, or just individual studies. So what are the most popular esport games in the United States in 2020? League of Legends, there you go. And once again, download this as a PDF or spreadsheet, or go to the citation formats if you want to cite it. So it's just a good place to go to just for esports industry, as well as for retailing as an industry and Walmart specifically as a company, as you saw earlier on too. Okay, So final thing here is markets, and there's a long list here of options. And so let me just briefly show you some of these. And for example, Mintel has a report. Sorry, let me go back to the homepage. I've already looked up this report, of course, as you can see. And my session's timed out, so I need to log back in. There we go. It provides reports on markets, which sometimes are like industries, like casual dining restaurants, also an industry, but it's a consumer-oriented industry. Therefore, it's also like a marketing guide. Likewise, food products, arts and crafts, you can see attitudes. And here's a good point. This database covers demographics and attitudes as well as products and markets. And for example, type in gaming, and the best hit here for you in this class in Mintel is this one, in my opinion, Multicultural Young Adults in Gaming, USA 2021. Again, once super briefly, 5 main chapters, sub-chapters. This database has a combination of infographics and commentary, as you can see, based on survey data and other analytics that they do. This report, by the way, would cost you $4,000 if you had to pay for it yourself, but it's free to you as students at UNCG. And back on the homepage, you could also download the whole report as slides or PDF, or the data book is actually the spreadsheet, multiple tabs, sections of all the content other than statistical data provided in this product. So this report, sorry, not this product. So that is one nice way to utilize this content in Mintel. There's other things here too. If you browse the categories or demographics or trends, you'll see other options to filter your hit list too. But what I showed you is really the best thing here. Another example, this is also under the Section 2 market section, something called WGSN, World Global Supply Network. This actually has a fashion focus, but also a trends focus. I'm going to type in esports, for example. And look at these hits. A lot of good insights here on global and US-centered esports industry and how it's impacted by market trends. So for example, esports hospitality and tourism trends. These are profiles largely of commentary with, as you can see, images. And there's a download option as well, somewhere. Forget where it is. You'll see it if you look around. And it gives you very current data analysis on trends and how to run esports arenas, how to attract clientele, who's actually in the market for this, both the US and globally. It's a good research project, a good research publishing on this. And you can see other examples of other esports content from WGSN. So just when you come in, you can optionally create an account or come in as a guest. Just find the search button, search bar up top, type in esports, and there you go. All right, what else? I want to show you eMarketer and Year Monitor, and then we'll be done. So eMarketer Insider Intelligence, the name keeps changing because they've been merging, has some content too in esports. Type in esports just as a keyword search. Short and sweet. And notice you get different types of formats here. We get analysis and charts and articles and podcasts too. And you can see different aspects here about analysis. So apparently the bubble has popped. So that's something maybe to consider when you work on your, apparently according to advertisements, advertising revenue is going down despite the increasing revenues. So you can discuss, revenue versus expenditures and advertising and how those two are related or not. So a lot of esports commentary with a strong social media focus. This is a social media marketing database. So the esports often is in that context. So that's eMarketer Insider Intelligence. And finally, I want to talk about briefly Walmart, Year Monitor Passport. This is a global product, global analysis of markets, both reports and data. And this is more Walmart centered again. So kind of switching back to Walmart's markets as opposed to esports markets. And I would suggest typing in, as you can see, I did Walmart World, because you will get a hit for the global report on Walmart as a retailer, which will combine both commentary and infographics, charts, graphs, as you will see in a moment when this comes up. Here we go. Actually, this is as you can see, a slide format. I would probably just download the whole thing as a PDF. I think that's a better way to go using this download option up here. But you can see from this agenda here on the left side, the nature of how this database Year Monitor is analyzing Walmart as a international retailer and the different aspects of its retailing business. So now we're kind of come back full circle, but not about industry or financials, but about the marketing aspects of Walmart. So therefore, Year Monitor is one of the links I provide under this market section down near the end of here. All right, I think that is it. So a lot of good analysis on Walmart as a company, financial strategic information, a little bit about Walmart esports specifically, but there's not much out there on that. And then also looking at industry of retailing and industry of esports, as well as finally the marketing aspects of retailing and Walmart and the marketing aspects of esports. Hopefully this will give you a good sense. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, please use me as a resource. I'm here to help you save time, reduce stress, maybe get a better grade. I can't guarantee that, but I think there's a correlation there when you use these sources, and also utilize me as a consultant for your research projects. And once again, on the right side, email, chat button, scheduling tool, let me know what I can do to support you all. All right, that is it. Thank you for watching this long video, and good luck on your project. Goodbye.